Doom Eternal 2 is not coming, and I don't want it. For those of you expecting more of the same, I hate to break it to you, but it's probably not going to happen. When making my video about 6 things the next Doom game must include, I asked people what mechanics they think the next Doom needs to have, and I got a bunch of interesting answers. Ignoring Doom Eternal haters, of course, I'm not interested in what they have to say, and neither should you. I was kind of blown away by how many people are expecting a sequel that plays like Doom Eternal, but it probably won't. Knowing id Software and Hugo Martin the way we do, I'd say chances are slim that we play something that we're already familiar with. Hugo has already been quoted as saying this next game is going to have a more deliberate playstyle where you hit like a truck instead of flying like a bird. So I'm predicting slower movement, a new arsenal, toned down weapon swapping, and no Meathook, which is crazy, right? Doom Eternal was such a success and created an enthusiastic community that learned how to do quick swap combos and fly around in the air with the Meathook. How could they not include those things? Allow me to make the case for their removal. It all boils down to something I constantly emphasize on my channel, something vital to the Challenge Matters philosophy: first-time player experience. It doesn't matter if your game has all the coolest mechanics ever if the first playthrough isn't engaging the majority of people who play your game. A game should interest and entertain you the first time you play it. It should be so good that you want to play it again, and learn what else there is waiting to be discovered. What made Doom Eternal and Doom 2016 so special is how fresh they were as unique experiences. When people played Doom 2016 for the first time, they didn't know what to expect. Everyone went in on the same level, 0, and they were blown away as a result. Doom Eternal comes along and shakes things up so much that even veterans of Doom 2016 with hundreds of hours in the game were caught off guard. Movement is different with a double dash. The demons are smarter, leading their shots and flanking you. Ammo capacity is changed, and chainsaws on a cooldown. Flame Belch made armor regeneration a tactical combat option. Blood Punch was introduced. The Meathook added insane levels of verticality and speed. Enemies had breakable weak points. And of course there's the wonderful changes to the faltering system. On your first playthrough, if you tried to play Doom Eternal like it was Doom 2016, you got fucked up. It was a new Doom experience to everyone coming in, old players and those new to the franchise. Because of that, we all had a shared experience. If you look at all the players of Doom Eternal today, the speedrunners, the streamers, the semi-regular players, the casuals, and those who just played the game once or twice a couple years ago, we all went through the same thing. We all started out not knowing what to do. We had to learn to manage ammo better. We had new interesting mechanics to learn. Most of us couldn't even figure out the Meathook until our second or third playthrough because using it just got us killed. This is the beautiful thing about Doom Eternal. We all learned it together. This is why Doom has to change. I'm already certain that inside id Software, making the same gameplay again would be boring for them, and if they're bored with what they're making, then they're not inspired. If they aren't inspired, they won't make something great. But aside from that, if we as players go into the next game and we already know what to do, we won't be learning together. Players will be having vastly different experiences based on prior knowledge, and it won't produce a community that's passionate about the game. If players of Doom Eternal pick up the next Doom game, set their keybinds and say, okay, where's my Meathook, where's my Flame Belch, where's my dash, etc., then the game won't be a new experience for them. And while playing through the familiar can certainly be fun, it won't be memorable, it won't be important, it won't stick around, it'll be chewed up and spit out. If players can just jump in and already know how to use the main tools of the game, their mentality is immediately going to shift towards overanalyzing and breaking the game, not enjoying the experience as it was meant to be enjoyed. There's no way that id Software wants to see their game come out and on the first day, all the known players are already infinitely flying in the air with Meathooks and ballista boosts and exploiting AI blind spots. You can't have Toyota and Arrhythmia and Bloodshot playing the game with the same Meathook and quick swapping that they've been using for years and expect them to not immediately start messing with the game by doing what's already familiar to them. You have to take it away. The Doom Eternal gods of today were playing stupid in March 2020, just like the rest of us, and that situation has to be recreated the best it can be. You have to give us all something new to learn and master, so we all start from the same position. I want them to ask me to play differently. I want to not know what to do and be surprised. I want some of my learned habits to actually work against me. I want to see inspired conversation and discovery as players of different skill levels collaborate to find the coolest tricks as they replay the game. This is what I want, and I think a lot of you want it too, even if you don't know it yet. If you get the same mechanics again, if you go into the next game already knowing what to do, you're gonna feel what I'm talking about. You're gonna feel underwhelmed. The game isn't gonna earn a new place in your heart. Though this is not without risk. A game that goes in its own direction instead of following Doom Eternal will not make everyone happy. There will be enthusiastic Doom Eternal fans that simply don't like it. Hell, I might be one of them. If I'm advocating for change, I have to accept that I might not like it in the end. But as long as they're pushing forward with their philosophy of player accountability, I'm confident the game will still be great even if it doesn't resonate with me personally. I think Doom Eternal should simply exist on its own as an important piece of first-person gaming history, one that inspired a new genre of fast-paced, resource-based movement shooters like Turbo Overkill, Shadow Warrior 3, Project Warlock 2, and Deadlink. Let the next game stand on its own and take risks. Same philosophy, same underlying systems, but different tools and execution. Thank you and good night.